Hey, so a quick tutorial, and I just wanted to show you how to place the baby inside the rose. So as you can see, I have made shadows inside, just something to help you and make the edit a little easier. Yes, Kitty? Alright, let's just take my cat. Let's just take the baby. I'm just using the lasso tool right there, and I'm gonna drag and drop on the image. I'm gonna click on my shift key on the keyboard and resize from the corner just to make sure we keep the proportions right. And I'm gonna place the baby roughly here. I'm just going to lower the opacity. I want to see where I am. Okay, so something like that I think would be okay. I'm gonna get back all the way to 100. I'm going to open a layer mask right now. So we have a layer mask right there. Going to grab my brush tool, and my brush should be on the color black and 100% opacity. So the first thing that I do is I kind of like take everything around in a rough kind of way, and then later on I'll try and do it a bit more exact. So I just want to see where I am first. So I keep this one in there and there. I'm gonna go all the way here as well. Hand should be inside, same here. Alright, so this is a rough selection of the image, and I'm going to make my brush a little bit harder, something around the 60. I'm gonna make it smaller as well and go to bring stuff back in. So with a white brush this time, just remember to change your brush to white. So white will bring it back and black will take it out. So I have a little bit of a blanket right there. We will take care of it soon. There you go, making sure that all the important stuff are back in now. Now I got that little blanket there, and I don't want to have a blanket. So I'm gonna go and I'm going to click on my baby layer. I'm going to filter liquify, because it's just a tiny little edge. Let's just zoom in. I think if I'm just going to use the liquify, then it's going to be just fine. Like no one would notice that we made that. Click OK. Alright, back on the layer mask, and let's just mask off everything out. Alright, so I'm going to change my brush now to soft. I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger, something like that. And I'm going to lower my opacity. I'm on 18, that's just fine. I'm just testing and trying, and I'm going to bring back a little bit of that blanket that the baby is on, because I like the shadows that is on it. So I'm basically just trying to use the original shadows. Play with your brush, and this is the moment that you simply need to make things a little more exact so they will look good. just play a little bit here as well. There you go. So now the baby is placed inside, but the baby is much darker than the actual backdrop, and the color is not correct as well. So once we're still here on the baby layer, I'm gonna go to levels. Let's first do levels, and I'm simply going to drag. It depends, sorry, before we do anything, we want to clip this layer. So click on this little square there. This will make sure that the layer would only apply on the baby layer. Double click on the icon there, and let's just get, bless the ocean, let's just get some light to baby. There you go. So this looks a little more, all right, something like that, maybe a little bit more actually. All right, something like that I think will be okay. I'm gonna go back to my layer mask of levels, and I'm going to bring back some of the shadows. So with a soft brush, only a soft brush, 100% opacity with black, I'm just going to bring back some of that color because I want to create some shadows. So I'm basically using the original shadows again. Let's go back and have a look. So it's like I only apply the levels on the middle of the baby, which is fine. I'm going to bring the light back here because I think the light will hit this area as well. So anywhere you think the light would hit nicely, just bring it back. There you go. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to go back to my baby layer, and this time I'm going to select color balance. And in this stage I want to create a color that will match the backdrop. So backdrop is very pink, so there's always a need for a little more pink in the color. Let me try. Just play with it and like test it and see if you can find a nice spot that looks like it's the right one. Maybe a little too much. Let me try. All right, I'll leave it there. But I do now when I kind of zoomed out, I do feel like I need to add some more. You know what? A bit more yellow. Let me see. No. All right, I'll leave it there. I do feel like I need more light, so I'm gonna go back to my levels, double click on it. I want more light. All right, let me see. Okay, this feels a bit better to me now because there's a lot of highlights. I kind of painted highlights everywhere to make it look like there's light coming up from this side of the backdrop. And I feel it would look good if baby would kind of pop with nice highlights as well. So this would be really good. Yeah, light. I'm gonna go back to my newborn layer, newborn baby layer again, and this time I want to use one of the actions. Now, if you don't have the actions, I'll show you what to do. If you do, just simply click on pink filter. All right, so let's just take this off for 1 second. So I'll show you how to do it without the action. So you simply go to this little icon, you select photo filter, click here, go to this color roughly, click OK, and this should be enough. This should be enough color for you to add to this image. That's it. So this looks pretty good already. And literally the only last thing that I'm going to do, let me see, going back to my layer, and I'm going to take the burn tool, yep, and I'm on shadows. Make sure that here you select shadows, and I'm going to click a little bit here and there. That will make it look like there's more shadows on the baby. So it would look like the baby is inside something. In this case, it's the flower. Alright, so something like that, a little bit of click here and click there. And I think this is done. So if you feel like you did a good job and that's it, you're happy with your results, you can flatten the image and you can apply a layer, any filter that you like on the top. Just sort of bring everything together. If you got my actions, then you can just select one of them. It depends on how you like your photos to look. If you like it a bit more dark or light, you can go to photo filter, camera raw filter, and play with the color there as well. Just kind of create the look that you're after. Some people would love their photos a bit more contrast, with more color, more vibrance, less highlights. So in this point, just create the image to look like how you prefer, what will work for your photography style, etc. But that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for listening. And if you got any questions, just let me know. Thank you. Bye bye.